Oh my gosh.
Welcome,
hello.
guys. It's so good to be back, just you and I.
I know. Guys, it's been since June 2nd since we gave you just kind of like a Saucy Sibz update, what we've been doing. I love that we've had so many guests on and everything like that, and we're going to have a lot more guests to come up. But for right now, like, you know, there's always going to be just us episodes.
Well, yeah, because also like our podcast is a little different in the respect that it's kind of like a reality show of what we've been up to. So you guys have been along for the journey of like going to LA and interviewing Liam and then Blake. And then we just had a guest on in St. Louis. But we were like, we have not updated the people.
I know. And when we were looking it up, I was like, damn, it was June 2nd.
What is today?
It's July 6th. So it's been a while. But it's definitely been a journey so far with those other guests. And that's been really fun, you know? Because sometimes when it's only you and I with like so many episodes, sometimes I'm like, whew.
All right.
I need some other energy, you know what I mean?
Agreed.
But dude, I am so tired.
We're so tired.
I literally want to curl up in a, you know, raccoon's nest and fall asleep for a week.
You know, like our dad always tells us, like, be careful what you wish for. Because like what you put out to the universe, like, will come. And like we were like, you know what, this summer we want to spend 50% of our time or like most of our time in Denver, Aspen, and LA. Like we just said that as crazy people.
Right.
And we said we want to be booked and busy. Like it's on our like bulletin board.
Booked and busy. And that was the name of our episode that came out you know, with Liam. And we really have just been going from one place to the next after the next and party and dinner and it's been,
and like not complaining. I want to still be busy. I would love for all the busyness like to be like a full-time income for us at this point. Because now it's almost like we're doing so much work and doing so many different things, but like we haven't really been focusing on like the influencing side of it and getting sponsors. We've just been kind of like, okay, like we're busy. We're doing
this is what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, who was I just watching? Was it someone's podcast? What? And they said, it was like, they were saying like a quote from like one of their best friends or their brother or something that like, I hate when people are like, oh, I've just been really busy.
Oh yeah. I think It's Me Tinks. And she was saying that like, when you just say I'm busy, but you don't really tell people why you're busy, it just kind of comes off as complaining. Because like, listen, I've always kind of been under, you know, I love that idea of like Beyonce has the same 24 hours as you in the day. And because like, I think we're busy, but like some of these people, they play sold out concerts after they have photo shoots and video, you know, it's like.
And then they go out.
Yeah.
And then they sleep in the van and then they go to another city. It's just like a different level. And like you do have a lot of help, but like, anyway, the premise of what Tinks was saying on her podcast is like, it's not interesting when you're just like, oh, I've just been so busy. Tell people why. They care why. They're asking like what you've been up to.
For sure.
They'll just be like, oh, so much.
I'm just so important and busy.
And like, we're not important yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're about to tell you guys what we've been up to. It's for the last month, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much the last month because it's been a wild ride and it's been so fun, so excited. And so here it is.
Our my best friend, she called us yesterday. She had a big story to tell us. You know how people say like long story short?
Yeah.
She was a little tipsy and she goes, okay, so I'm going to tell this to you long story medium. Is that a her-ism?
I don't know. I could definitely, I'm going to tell you a story like
long story medium.
3/4.
I was like, when she said that, I was like, well, like maybe I want this short. But no, I didn't. It was, her restaurant caught on fire. So that was interesting.
Yeah. You leave town for, you know, a week and the restaurant catches on fire. But all right. So we're sitting here. We're drinking rosé. I'm Nicodemus.
And I'm Francesca.
And we are the Saucy Sibz. Wait, we need to tell.
We didn't even write this.
We didn't. Okay. We need to tell the story. Okay. Francesca and I were at a party. We basically like didn't know a lot of people there. You know, we were just like there for a few people. And so we were walking down into the walkout basement where the backyard was, so where everyone was hanging out. And so Francesca and I, we get down, we walk out of the door, and we see all these people like drinking beer and playing cornhole.
But everyone turned around to look at us.
They just stopped, and they were just kind of like,
so we walked through the door, and it was literally, I don't know, 10 people turned around and like stared right at us, and like they weren't like, hey, who are you here with? Like, how are you related? Like, happy 4th. Would you like to join our conversation, our game? You want a beer?
No, they just stared at us like we weren't invited and that we had 12 heads.
I felt, and I'm like, I am related by marriage to the people who own this house. Like, it's not weird that I'm here. Like, we're one of the main guests.
Yeah, exactly. But
not a random invite.
So it was so funny because you just go to like for the awkward silence. She goes, "Hi, I'm Francesca," and I go, "And I'm Nicodemus," and no one said anything. Still,
they weren't like, "Oh, I'm so and so. Welcome." So literally awkward silence still. So now like Nick's like, "Fuck, it's just you and me."
I know. I was just like, "All right, got to fill the space." So I was like, "Hi, I'm Francesca," and I'm Nicodemus. To just go, and we're the Saucy Sibz. It immediately started laughing so hard, just us.
Just ourselves.
Because it was like, I don't know what to do in this situation. Like,
they still didn't laugh, ask what that meant.
Well, that was like an inside joke to us, but like, it was honestly kind of iconic. It was definitely like, it was performative for sure.
But nothing. So they still just looked and stared, and we were like, oh, well, we're so-and-so's siblings. We're just looking for him. So, oh, look, there he is. And we pointed in the distance and we go, all right. And we just walked away.
No words were spoken besides us. Like, it was, but I was just like, we got to start doing that. You know what I mean? Like,
we're the Saucy Sibz. We do not have to start doing that.
I know. I was joking, but like
now it's gonna come up. Nick's gonna like murmured under his breath, and I'm gonna pee my pants laughing.
And it's gonna come off rude and like I don't want to.
It's already like a little too much. Like some people talk to us like we're a little bit of like a tiny mafia, and it's because it's a mafia of two. And like people will yell at us sometimes at like a bar, and they'll be like, "Who the fuck like?" Like, do you guys ever talk to anybody else but yourselves? But like, I will say sometimes the mountains.
Which we do. We talk to literally everyone.
We're so social. We talk to everyone. But sometimes like, I'm going to say something like no one else around me knows what the hell I'm talking about. To yesterday, the Georgia Guidestones were blown up. I don't know if you guys know what those are, but like research them. It's very interesting. They are these, it's like an art piece or aliens put it there. It's like Stonehenge, but it has prescriptions for humanity. And it's in every language on the planet or something. Obviously not, but
it's in like 30 different languages. And
the first thing is to like keep humanity under 500 million. And these stones are like protected. And it's like, why are they so protected if it's just an art piece? But why are they, it just like gives like, tells humanity how they should live. Anyway, so Nick and I were talking about these and our friend was like, do you talk to anybody else besides each other? And we looked at him and go, all right. Do you know what the Georgia Guidestones are?
I mean, and it's not even that we were just like in an intense conversation about the Georgia Guidestones at the bar.
I'm just trying to say Nick's into like obscure weird things that I am into. So like I can't just like bring it up to weird people at the bar. And I didn't mean to kind of be like condescending, but he also still was like, no.
I don't know what those are.
They actually made it all over the news yesterday, which is odd. So you could actually find something on them right now. But you guys, we just broke our own rule. So Nick, what are we drinking?
So we are drinking a French rosé, and we kind of have this thing where don't just buy one bottle of wine.
It's like, ridiculous.
Literally don't. Buy two.
Always. At least two. Because with two people, that's only 2 glasses each.
Yeah.
You might just want like a splash. People will buy a bottle of wine for 3 people.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you guys each can have a glass and a fourth. Actually, it's 1 glass each because my glass is bigger.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I feel like after the first bottle, especially if you're like drinking, like the first bottle is just like the appetizer, the tongue palate wetter.
Yeah, just
I'm not gonna ever say that again, but like, yeah, you know what I mean.
I mean, to wet your palate doesn't creep me out, but like a palate wetter.
Yeah, that's not cute. That's not cute.
I don't like it.
No.
Like for a second, I was like, should I put it on like merch? You're just a palate wetter, Nick.
Palate wetter. Ew.
I hate it.
Moving on.
Sounds
Let's leave
wrong.
That
like a fluffer. A fluffer.
Yeah, like a Roman fluffer.
Like I thought it was like someone that gets someone ready for a porn scene.
Yeah. I was thinking. Well, they did
Roman
like
times.
Yeah, Roman like fluffers. I don't think that's what they called them, but like I don't know. Okay.
All right, you guys. So Saucy Sibz tip number 93. Always buy more than one bottle of wine.
Right.
Anyway, we didn't really want to drink tonight, but we got in at 3:00 in the morning and we just like haven't slept and booked and busy. I fly out in a few hours. So we were like, we have to record the podcast. It's 10:00 at night.
And we went and got some dinner at Whole Foods. And then you were like, let's get a bottle of rosé. And I was like, fine, but only one, which was stupid because I was like, but now we're almost done with it. And the podcast hasn't even begun. So that's our rule. Just buy more than one bottle of wine.
This is important. So it also goes along with our dad's like rule for camping and floating and anything. It's probably been on the podcast before, but I'm just going to tell you guys again. Think of how much alcohol you're going to need for this party and then double it.
Yeah.
And then you will probably hit the exact amount that you need.
Then you'll be just right.
Mm-hmm.
It is so true. You always go through so much more alcohol than you think, especially like beers, and then
you can't just host without it. Even when like I go through my phases where I'm like, I'm never drinking again. This is just who I am now. I would still never host a sober party. Probably you just can't do that to people
unless it was like for sober people. You know, then probably
the one exception.
Yeah, I know. I always buy like 30 racks of Busch Light, and one time someone was like, or you just always get this because people are polite and they're like, oh, like, do you mind if I just like have a beer? Just like a beer? I'm like, bro, I don't buy 30 beers. So because I don't share, that's why I bought 30.
You're not going to sit on the couch and crush them while you watch football.
And it might be 60. you know? Yeah. I'm not going to sit on the couch and just crush them. No.
We don't drink at home unless we're hosting or we're podcasting.
I don't really drink. Sometimes I'll have some wine, like when I'm editing late at night, but generally I don't really drink alone or like by myself or anything like that.
Surprising.
I know. Isn't that surprising? I don't make myself like a martini and like sit down. No, I really don't.
We're strictly social drinkers.
Yeah, but we're strictly always social. We're always being social.
It's true.
Well, let's start. Let's start at Aspen Food and Wine.
Okay. So I went to Aspen Food and Wine last year, but not as a guest.
Yeah.
It's because I worked at I worked for a hotel in Aspen, and so I had to like work some like events for different companies. So it was like I was there, but like I didn't get to see what was really going on. I was like stuck in my hotel. My dream is always to go in the company I work for now. They sort of sent me, like, they sent the marketing team, which I'm a part of, which is like the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
And it was just like wonderful. They got us like a condo. So a lot of the company, they were like working the booths. I was just there to sort of capture content. And we were sponsoring a party with Aviator Nation, which we've always been obsessed with.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. I don't know if you don't know Aviator Nation. It is rich people sweats.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of friends who have worn it, and we've had like a couple pieces, but like I can't afford a lot to get.
I can't afford it at all. But I do like it that like they are just like, this is kind of just like a dumb gray sweater. But
I wouldn't say dumb. It's like cozy and lovely and cute, and you get so many compliments on it.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like it literally, people will be like, "Oh, that's very nice." Oh, and I'm like, "Oh yeah."
They have like locations in like New York, Aspen, Malibu. Anyway, so my company sponsored a party at their store there, which is gorgeous. It's a staple in Aspen. Everyone in Aspen wears these everywhere. That was our introduction, was living in Aspen.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I had to do that. But man, okay, so Aspen Food and Wine is, I would say, it's from the Food and Wine magazine. It is their classic in Aspen every year. And it is like one of the premier food and wine festivals in the world. Mm-hmm. And it's usually so star-studded, and there's so many events. And It was star-studded this year. Like Pink was there.
Oh, Pink.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
fun.
what she is involved in some wine company. That's who I really wanted to see.
Really?
I was like, to like meet Pink.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Last year, I saw like Martha Stewart and Jason Derulo. Someone was like, yo, that dude looks like Jason Derulo. I was like, oh my God, he does. And someone was like, you guys, that is Jason Derulo. And I was like, weird. Okay. But like food and wine, you wouldn't think. Dwayne Wade, NBA player, he just launched a wine company. Who else was there? Oh, I got tickets to this party because like I made one of our like best guy friends fly. I was like, yo, he normally lives in Aspen, but he was like out of town that weekend. I was like, I'm coming in town for food and wine. He's like, okay, fine, I'll fly in. And he's like, by the way, do you want to go to a party with Chrissy Teigen? And I said, honestly, like she's not my favorite. I've just never like, it's not somebody I follow. But I was like, yeah, sure.
Why not?
The event, which like tickets were like $250 to like $1,000. And Aspen's already like pretty exclusive because it's hard to get to. But it was like, okay. I was like, yeah, if you get tickets, like I'll go. And so I'm like, maybe like I'll just be a big fan. Like, we don't really know a band.
Yeah.
And then someone takes you to a concert and now you're like, I'm obsessed.
Okay. Yeah.
And the event was shown. Yeah. It was like late night dance party with Chrissy Teigen. And it was supposed to be like hors d'oeuvres. And she was launching like a late nights cravings book and launching a new food company. And so I was like, yeah, like that sounds great. Like, let's go to a dance party with Chrissy Teigen. Let me preface this. I'm not talking shit on anybody working and especially women entrepreneurs like doing their thing. Awesome. Love it. Couldn't support more. And I was so excited to like turn into a fan of hers. You guys. And maybe if I actually meet her, like I'll change my mind. But that's what I was hoping. I was like, I don't really love her. But I was like, maybe I'll just be obsessed with her. This was one of the worst events I've ever been to. And like I used to work at a PR agency in New York City for years. So like what we did is put on PR events for celebrities. Yeah. And I've just been behind the scenes and doing this. And it had the right intentions. But like the execution was so poor that like I was like embarrassed like the whole time I was there. So I'm just going to give you guys like the lowdown. And like Chrissy, like I'm sorry. I don't know.
Sorry, Chrissy.
She'd never hear this. So I don't know why I'm saying sorry. I'm just like, I feel like I'm going to like meet her in the future and be like, I heard you like talk some shit. But honestly, maybe it's the 30. PR. But like I am going to kind of talk some shit. So I have to take a sip for this.
Give us the tea. Give us the rosé.
Okay.
Why does Chrissy Teigen suck as a human? I'm kidding.
No, it was like, okay. So we show up. It's like pouring down rain. Obviously, it has nothing to do with the event. We go in. The event started it was from 9 to midnight. She didn't like come out or be seen by anyone until like 10:45, like almost till 11. Yeah. And so everybody was kind of like, okay, like not really mingling. No one was telling us the chain of events or when she was coming out. So it was like, oh, like I guess we'll go like wait from behind the curtain where all the security guards are. Like I guess she's coming out soon and she was going to like make some food with the chef that they were working with that night. And she just like never came. So we're all like in this room kind of like murmuring like, oh, it's got to be like any second now because we've been here for a few hours. Mm-hmm. And she's like didn't. And then the microphones weren't working. So like a security guard comes out and is like, hey, thanks everybody for coming. Microphones aren't working. So like everyone has to be quiet.
Be quiet.
So it's like a large restaurant. And we just all have to start like whispering and like waiting for her.
And were people like, shh.
Yeah. Shh. Shh. But it's like we all stayed in silence for like another 25 minutes until she came out. So then, okay, this is like kind of my issue. But she came out, we're all like whispering, and she goes to like make this meal. It was empanadas, but she didn't know how to make it.
So it was like her meal.
She has a line of cookbooks. Let me preface this. She is like that's like her thing. She was a model. She's married to John Legend. And she like has cookbooks. And now she's come out with a whole line of food and a whole other cookbook. And that's what she was promoting. She did not know what they were making.
But it was like her recipe.
It was another chef. So it was like this chef Lorena, and she was like, okay, Chrissy, so now we're going to do this. And she had like 2 curls and a ponytail, but they were big. So she looked down the whole time. She didn't like say, oh my gosh, thank you guys for waiting. Sorry, technical difficulties. Like, I can't believe that happened, but like, we're going to have some fun tonight. Nothing. She's like came out quietly and she looked down the entire time. And the chef was like, okay, so like now we're going to like fold the empanadas. And like, she didn't know like what was happening next. You don't think someone told her, we're going to make this recipe. You're supposed to be the expert. Yeah. Act like you know how to cook.
Like act like you own a line of cookbooks.
I don't know if she knows how to cook or if she was granted. Maybe something was going on in her personal life.
Right.
Maybe like the microphone's not working really threw her off and she was like having an anxiety attack, which like then you have to like feel for someone. It's awkward and like that sucks. I guess things happen, but like I heard some people like everyone at the event was pissed.
Yeah.
We were like, I paid $1,000 to come here and like
$1,000.
Yeah, I think some tickets were $1,000. I overheard someone say that and I'm
like how close you were pretty much?
No, because it was just open. I don't know if there was like VIP entry or you were supposed to get back to somewhere, but like I ended up going outside because I couldn't take it anymore. And there was just groups of people talking shit. They were like, what the fuck is this? I mean, we were all like,
oh my God. Like
what? I was like, and so she like looked down and so she came out for like 20 minutes, didn't know how to cook. This other chef like talked the whole time and then she like waved and then she went back behind a black curtain. And that was it.
Wow.
And see, I've been at events. It's not like I expected to like, you know, break it down on the dance floor with Chrissy, which in Aspen, I was like, I could see it happening. But like where there's been celebrities at like an event I've been at, they're roped off. Yeah. They have their VIP section, but you're still like close to them. They'll lean over and take a photo with you or whatever. Like just, you feel like you were still at a party with them but separate. This was not that at all. It was like, she was ushered in, she was ushered out. She did not laugh. She didn't like speak. And she, I don't think can cook.
So you said it was the title of the thing was like late night dance party.
Late night dance party with Chrissy Teigen with appetizers from her new cookbook. So I didn't know I was seeing a cooking demonstration. Also, they did not feed us.
So you didn't get any food?
No. I didn't black out because like it's Aspen and I'm used to being there and like I was kind of like in charge. I was with like our other marketing girl, but like everyone else that I was with like blacked out. We hadn't eaten all day. I had some hors d'oeuvres like earlier at the actual festival, but like.
But that's what you say like Aspen Food and Wine is. It's just like a whole bunch of.
You guys, I was like, okay, it's going to be networking. I'm there for the company. Right. Like also like if I can slip in some saucy sibs.
Right.
Like
here's my card, famous chef, you know, let's have you on.
Like I'm going to like make the connections. Yeah. I showed up. So it was the session. So it happens in like a couple hour sessions so that people don't have to work the booth all day, which is nice.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's like literally from 4 to 6. Think of how many pre-shows we've worked for Mom and Dad's company.
And it's all day.
All day.
And you're saying the same thing over and over.
Think if you just had 3 2-hour shifts that day. Yeah. And it's like this time. And everyone's like, okay, I'm going to go to these booths.
Yeah.
Okay. So I get in from 4 to 6 on Saturday. We get the passes, which like, if you want to go black out all day in Aspen, like you can do for a lot cheaper. You guys, it's not worth it. The tickets start at $1,800.
Yeah, they're super expensive.
Like that was like one of the biggest flexes, like walking around with those like passes, like I've had. Because it's exclusive and it's expensive. But here's the thing, it's all free alcohol for like tents, like football fields. Everyone it was just rich people blacked out.
Rich people blacking out on a Saturday.
Hard blackouts.
Wow.
Like I saw people like rolling around and like everything is so nice and like lovely.
And everyone's wearing like designer dresses and Aviator Nation.
No, they would never wear sweats to like that. Yeah. But you know, it's like that energy of like, it's like all these celebrities and all like, I could hardly hold a conversation with one person.
Really? Huh.
It was, I mean, my favorite town, everyone knows I'm obsessed with Pellegrino and like I'm there for my like the company I work for. So I was like, I've got to like stay sober. I have an entire night to go. So, but like, it was like alcohol and drug fueled blackouts left and right. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I've heard that. People have told me that. They're like, yeah, it's like really cool. But like everyone's so blacked out. It's like kind of almost like not worth going.
Damn. Well.
So anyway, like I would love to meet Chrissy Teigen. I like, actually thought I would meet her, and like maybe she can. I don't know, like change my mind about it, but maybe it was just her PR team, but it was like the worst event I've ever been to. And then, well, my take home totes, we got little swag bags, of course. The food, she's launching a line of foods. A lot of it was popcorn seasoning, but the flavors were like Thai iced tea. Is a popcorn.
Yeah,
seasoning.
That doesn't really make sense to me. But I could see
sweet tangy tamarind.
Okay.
We should have kept these. I like gifted them to someone else. I was like, I can't.
Fuck this.
I was like, Chrissy gave me all these popcorn seasonings. Then I don't.
You said like sticky rice.
Oh, one of them was sticky rice.
Sticky rice makes sense for popcorn.
We should have kept them. We should have been eating them.
I know,
on this podcast. Just crunching. Just make it an ASMR podcast.
Crunchy tamarind. Okay, so what else happened in Aspen when you were there? Did you like? I'm so sad I didn't come, but at the same time, like I was at a whitewater rafting festival, which was sick. But yeah, I just didn't make it to Aspen.
People were like surprised. They were like, "Well, Nick was with you, right?" And I was like, "No, like he just like didn't come."
I didn't come. No, I had plans.
You did. Booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Honestly, like there was so much in like the 36 hours I was in Aspen. Couple little tidbits. We're gonna rapid fire these.
Okay.
I saw someone I'd been wanting to see for a while. He told the girl he was talking to not to show up that night because
spicy.
I was like, I'm in town. I found this out later, and he like told the girl I was dating and like just don't come in. And I was like, oh, but I guess like he wanted to see me, didn't want them to be there. They're not like officially dating. Anyway, there's like this hot dad in Aspen that
super hot.
We're obsessed. Well, this is weird. Sometimes, okay, so we saw each other again. It was great, but it's not like we've been on an official date yet.
No.
And sometimes, like, so we've been texting a lot.
I feel like that's like a common with like long distance, even though it's only
2 hours away.
It's like 2.5. Right? I mean, it's like you can't just like hang out, you know?
No.
But like, I feel like, yeah.
Basically, like it's been a crush of mine for like a long time. And then it is sort of happening. But like sometimes I'm sure, I feel like dating apps are like this. And that's why I feel like it's weird. Like I would rather just like go on a date with someone, hang out with them, to figure out like if you really like that person before you invest like a lot of your time. Like I'm like texting like all day and then like talking before I go to bed on the phone. And I'm like, if we hang out for a whole 24 hours and I don't even like you, it's like, what have I been doing with this time?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you're getting to know someone.
Yeah. And I love texting. Like I could sit there and text someone all day.
Really? I mean, I like talking on the phone more. Like we talk for a couple hours.
Yeah.
It's
on the phone. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
But you haven't really been on a date.
No.
But you guys are going to.
Yeah, we have plans.
Okay, well that's good.
Tentative plans.
And so this happened at Aspen.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like we'd seen each other before.
Yeah.
We kind of had a thing, but then we didn't text or follow up. Now it's like gotten really real.
It was when last time I was in Aspen.
Yeah.
And when we were leaving that bar, we
told you guys about a makeout in front of everyone.
I love that.
So yeah, we're just gonna call him the hot Aspen dad. He's 45. It's not that old.
But he's a dad.
There's been like dad jokes.
Yeah, you said he was sending you dad jokes. Yeah. I think that's so fucking lame.
I feel like it was like a little ironic, but also like not. Like he's such a dad.
Yeah.
It's like, but like I'm into it.
I hate a dad joke. I hate.
But he's like such a DILF.
Yeah, DILF jokes. Yeah.
So like I'll keep you guys updated. I told him earlier, I was like, I literally might mention you on the podcast. Like, just like don't listen or just like a heads up. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll have him on. There's been talk of in the future.
Yeah.
After.
Well, that's exciting.
I know.
I love that. I recently had a little crush of mine, made out with a crush of mine. Except he doesn't really speak English.
Oh, I was like, wait,
and so I was
ew.
like, when you were talking about like how texting, a lot, like I was sort of like trying to text this guy and like wasn't getting anywhere.
Like one word answers because he doesn't.
One word answers for sure, but then also like even like the responses that weren't only a word were kind of like they just didn't make sense. And it kind of but
How long has he been in the U.S.?
I don't know.
A couple years.
Yeah, but like I mean, he can definitely like speak English.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I've hung out with him before.
But like, I don't know, he's just like not
like the slang. I guess like if someone was like, I speak Spanish, but like when I was living in Barcelona, if someone was texting me like slang via text, I'd be like,
I know. Well, not even slang. Yeah, I mean, and he's not. This isn't like a romance language. I mean, it's Arabic. I think. I actually don't know what language it is. Whatever they speak in Iraq, I'm pretty sure it's Arabic, Farsi, or
Persian.
Well,
is
I
that
think Persian is Farsi, but I'm not sure. But something like that. I don't know. So like, it's not just like it's not like he's Spanish and like speaks broken English. It's like, I don't know. But
so we both have like. Well, you're not like actively talking
no. I'm not.
Nick
I'm
just
not.
made out with a crush.
Yeah. He's just always been a little crush of mine.
Someone the other day called themselves a makeout bandit.
A makeout bandit.
And I was like, I love that term.
Makeout bandit.
They're like, well, you know me, I'm just like a makeout bandit. And I was like, are you, girl?
It sounds like you're stealing. Like bandits aren't good.
No, I like the term.
Bandit. Huh.
Yeah. So, okay. So then we go to a couple clubs. There were some other drums, but then we were supposed to be spending the night in one of my best friends, who flew in that night. He just decided to get a room at the St. Regis.
I love that for everyone involved.
You guys. Like they start at like $2,000 a night for Aspen Food and Wine. And he was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, okay. He's like, you can sleep here. And I was like, awesome. Like, cause I had a condo, but it was in Snowmass. And we've taught you guys this about the mountains. There are no Ubers.
No Ubers allowed.
So I'm literally, it's 4:00 in the morning, 2 or 3. And I'm at the St. Regis and I'm like, hey, my friend so-and-so said I could sleep in his room. I'm going up. Like buzz me, like, call him. And they're like, oh no, we can't call the room. Like, what's the room number? I go, what do you mean? They're like, you don't know the room number? I'm like, no, like he was drunk. But I have the text saying you can sleep in this room. And I go, text came from the number that I know is on this room in this reservation saying I can sleep there. And so I just didn't think it would be an issue.
But I guess like, do you feel like the St. Regis is just so like protecting of like,
yeah. What if I went to Pink's room? And I was like, oh, yeah, like she said I could like call her.
Yeah, call Pink. Yeah.
I think that they thought my friend was like some Cambodian prince or someone famous.
Well,
because
he's very well known at the St. Regis.
I know. So that's
but that's why like they probably like he's probably like VIP. Like, no, who is this like drunk girl trying to get in this man's room in the St. Regis,
I flipped when I tell you that like they wouldn't let me. I was like, in what universe can you not call up to someone's room? I was like, worst case, he might like be mad at you guys. Like, why'd you call up? Like, as if I'm like, it's not New York City. I'm not some riffraff off the street. It's Aspen.
Right.
I know the name. I have a text message to let me up. Anyway, they wouldn't. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to go get raped. That was my next. That's like it escalated quickly. I was like, so I guess I'm going to go sleep on a park bench. And I have no way to get home. It is now 4:00 in the morning. What am I supposed to do?
I'm surprised they didn't let you in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nick, it's like insane.
Yeah.
I go, come up to the room with me, open the door, like knock on it, be like, is this your friend? He'll be like, yeah, that's definitely my friend.
That's her.
And nope, wouldn't let me up. So you guys, I was not that drunk. It was not like some crazy drunk girl showing up.
Yeah.
But my next move, because I'm like, I have to have somewhere to fall asleep. So there's like a group of 3 dudes on a corner smoking cigs.
I love this.
And I'm like, hey, do you guys have somewhere I could sleep tonight? And they're like, and I'm with like the other marketing girl for my company. And she's like, Francesca, like we can't just sleep at something. And I'm like,
you can't just ask random men if you can sleep at their house.
I was like, it's Aspen. It's fine. And anyway, of course, because Aspen's like the smallest town.
Yeah.
We ended up having a bunch of friends in common. So I was like, okay, I know so and so, you know them. Like, yeah, like I'm not some random. And this guy was like, you could come to my house, but like my girlfriend's asleep. And if I bring back 2 random girls, like while she's asleep, she's just gonna be pissed.
I like that this random man on the street has like principles.
Yeah, he
Well,
was
that's
like, I'm
nice.
sorry, but
Makes them more trustworthy.
well, he was like,
You know.
well, his friends were standing there and they were like, well, we're staying in our van, but his girlfriend knows us, obviously. So we could sleep at his house and you can sleep in the van. And
Yeah,
this
just sleep
girl's like, Francesca, we're not sleeping in some random van. I'm like, no. I know who, like, we have the same friends. It's fine. She's like, I'm not sleeping in a van. I was like, okay, first of all, yes, you are. Second of all,
It's just a van.
one catch. The dog can't go up to the house. So we also had to spoon the pit bull.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, listen, it's going to be fine. We're going to spoon the pit bull in this van for the next 4 hours. We're going to get a little nap in and then we'll get an Uber.
like to me, like being in some man's random van does not bother me at all.
No.
It's the pit bull that I would kind of be like, maybe like the one catches the dog for me.
He was like, you have to spoon her.
Spoon the dog.
And I was like, all right, I'm in.
What was the dog's name?
I forget. I want to say Lucy.
Lucy. Well, so did you guys sleep in the van?
Okay.
What happened?
So they're like, let's hang out. And I'm like, sure, I'm pretty awake.
Was it like a nice van?
It was like a Sprinter. It wasn't that big.
But like, did
4 of us fit in it and we each had a seat.
Okay, well that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like a little clubhouse.
Well, then they just started smoking weed.
Boring.
I don't smoke weed.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
But you did smoke weed?
I'm like, if I'm going to have to sleep in this van.
I'm gonna get high.
Yeah, I was like, I might as well just like get so high I
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
out. That's fine.
Well,
It made like, so now I'm like, but they just like kind of stayed up. So now it's like 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
and you're just stoned out of your mind petting Lucy in a random van.
Yes, I'm just chatting with these
See,
dudes.
that would make it weird for me, like being high. Like
It was a lot.
You know, I'd be thinking like,
And he could tell, like, I was like, then I was just like, I just want to get back. Cause also, like, our company got this condo for us, but we can't get back to it. And I'm like, great. Everyone in the company is going to wake up at the condo and be like, oh, wow. Francesca, like, just didn't make it back. Oh, were you like partying too hard? It's like, I wanted to go home at 2 a.m.
There was just no Ubers.
Yeah, I just couldn't get there.
You just like couldn't find a cab or anything?
Nothing. But man in the van knew someone
right
in town who he like knew a taxi driver's like personal cell. Like how we know people in Brock.
Yeah.
So he called him like repeatedly. And then this guy came and got us. So we got back. Nice. We got back to the condo.
Mm-hmm.
No one's there.
Like no one made it back.
Not one person.
Yeah.
We were the only ones that made it back. So we're like, first of all, I was freaking out for no reason because they couldn't find an Uber.
Yeah.
So
where did they all sleep?
At the owner's house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like nice for them.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, I'm glad I didn't like black out at dinner and sleep at the owner of my company's house.
yeah.
That was not like a morning I wanted.
Right.
Hey.
Oh my God, thanks for letting me sleep on your couch. It's so nice.
Or like in one of the guest bedrooms.
Yeah,
like I mean, that was like awesome of them, but I was like, I'm glad I kind of wasn't a part of that.
Mm-hmm. And for all they know, you were just like in bed by 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Like getting your beauty
Well,
rest.
unless they listen to this. But yeah, it's like, oh, you guys couldn't make it back last night? Like, yeah,
we were
we've been
good.
here all night. It's like I walked in the door like an hour before
You
them.
made popcorn?
I wish.
No, like Chrissy Teigen's popcorn.
No, I
Oh,
know.
okay.
Actually, we opened up our swag bags though,
Yeah.
while we were high.
Oh no.
Like I said, I was like, popcorn seasoning?
Doesn't anyone want some popcorn seasoning?
No, we opened them up like Christmas presents. So it's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're both sitting in our beds, stoned out of our minds. And we just start unwrapping these like gifts, and
Just being like, what the fuck?
just making fun of them. And another one was like this big box called like Chrissy's chicken dinner. Remember, it was like herby, leaky vegetables.
Yeah.
And like rice. And it's just like this whole thing. You guys, I can't explain it, but like I had like the weirdest stoned Christmas morning in Aspen of like things I never wanted.
Christmas morning popcorn seasoning. Oh man.
So much seasoning though.
I feel like every time we go to Aspen, we always have like some sort of like, well, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but
It's weird. That's why we settled back in Breck.
yeah, I don't necessarily love Aspen, but it's fun for really good events like that. Like it's fun to come in 36 hours, Chrissy Teigen, you suck. Oh my God, I'm sleeping in a van. You know, like
yelling at the same, like I'm probably banned from the St. Regis.
It's like, they're going to remember who you are. Just
I'm
like,
not kidding.
Like,
I told them that like it was going to be in the Aspen Times the next day that like I got raped because of them.
Francesca.
Because I was turned away.
Well,
they were working for what, like $15 an hour, and I was just like, I'm getting raped because
God.
I was screaming.
It's gonna be in the Aspen Times, which is so funny because the Aspen Times would definitely put you in.
Yeah,
like it's kind of easy to get in the Aspen Times. Like you just gotta like.
It comes out every day.
Yeah,
they need content.
And Aspen's not that big, you know.
No.
One of my favorite Aspen Times articles. It was like I guess someone got hit by a car and like went flying like 60 feet in the air, and it was literally like pedestrian at this corner.
Gibson and Neil.
Yeah, Gibson and Neil gets hit and flies 60 miles through the air. Like it was like a headline of the Aspen Times. Well, good. So Aspen was a success.
You can say that.
Well, yeah. Work trips.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
because I literally still tonight have to do laundry and pack, and like I have to leave for my flight at 5 a.m. to LA because the game show's back on.
Oh yeah, because you guys remember our last episode with Liam Riley. The game show got canceled and that's why
I'm on a game show with NBC that I got cast in recently because I decided to get back into acting. But now I'm on a game show.
I know. It's kind of, yeah, I'm sure it's going to get cast. Like it will happen. Like it's not going to get canceled again. Like,
no, this is going to happen. But I don't know if it's going to turn into an acting opportunity. This is just like a fun thing.
Well, yeah, who wouldn't want to be on a game show?
Yeah, honestly, that's our financial plan right now.
Literally, if they asked me to go to any game show anywhere in the country, I would go.
I saw one the other day. They were casting siblings.
Oh,
no.
I
was like, I can't make like game shows my thing, though.
Yeah. What are you to do? We're just like, perennial game show contestants.
We've been on Survivor. We've been on
The Amazing Race.
Wipeout.
Oh, Unbeatable Banzuke. That was just one of my favorite Japanese ones.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
Do they get smacked by things? Everyone's like, wait, you'd be so good on that. I'm like, that's not funny.
Wipeout comes from, it was like pretty much the idea of Unbeatable Banzuke. And it's kind of like, imagine Wipeout mixed with like Ninja Warrior.
Oh.
Yeah. So a little bit more athletic, but.
I tried to play basketball at the gym today and like, that's what I did this morning.
I don't know why that made me laugh so hard.
Nick like went to work. So we drove in, we got here at 3 a.m. Nick went to work. I had like a rich mom day. I like got picked up. I went to the gym. I got my nails done. I went to lunch with my girlfriends.
I know you were like, I was like, all right, we got to record the podcast tonight. And you were like, I'm just like so tired. I was like, you literally got your nails done.
It's exhausting.
I mean, I guess I worked all day. So look at me just over here.
Supporting the family.
Yeah. It's just a little Bob the Builder over here. But yeah.
But like the reason like basketball, it's funny because like I'm very uncoordinated.
Did you play like horse?
No, we played 1-on-1.
You're just like shooting the hoops, shooting the.
Yeah, but like my guy friend.
Dribble.
My money don't wiggle. It falls. I thought that's what you. No. So boyfriend number 2. No, he's like canceled his boyfriend. We're like trying out friends.
You tried that before, twice.
Well. Anyway, he got a new pre-workout
so now we
this
went
morning.
To go. Hey, you want to come try my pre-workout?
The pickup line worked.
I guess so.
Like,
I guess so.
He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm still in bed because I got 3 hours of sleep and I have to pack, but I don't know what to do with myself." And he was like, I got some new pre-workout. Do you want some? He was like, I will come up with a like a workout for you at the gym. And I was like, someone needs to kick my
I'm glad that
ass.
you like went to the gym though.
No,
I mean, that's
yeah,
good.
like worked out for
whether
2
or
hours.
not it was with, canceled boyfriend number 2. But yeah, I used to go to the gym with canceled boyfriend number 2. And all he would fucking do, dude, is like
You have to
talk.
pretend you can't hear him.
All he would do is talk to me. And I'm sitting here like, bro, like I'm not even like the big of a workout guy. Like, you know what I mean? And someone like he kind of like identifies with the gym and like being like, cut and fit. And it's like, you can't have fucking Nicodemus being the one be like, all right, well, we got to get back to the set.
He will so we like switched off, but we had circuits. Like, I'm going to be sore.
Well,
tomorrow.
that's good. I mean, that's good. I like ate a salad at work.
Okay.
I mean, small stuff.
We're getting in shape, guys.
Well, like I had a piece of pizza too. But it's fine.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
But no, we've been taking big steps. It's go time.
It is go time. So I'm actually trying to work every day, work out. Yeah, it's been fun. But I can't say it's been real fun.
No, but like we need some pre-workout.
I know. Okay, so I used to take pre-workout.
No, the shit slaps.
Francesca. Oh, I know. I used to, back when I was a camp counselor, we all used to mix pre-workout in with the juice because there was juice served at every meal. Like, like Gatorade. Or like,
should we have like a juice dispenser in the corner, but
and
like fill it with juice and pre-workout?
Pre-workout? Yeah, think about like a grape Kool-Aid and you dump a scoop of pre-workout because you're a little tired and then go to work on it.
Yeah.
No,
I was lit today.
I love anything that gives you like a buzz, like kind of like a unhinged buzz. That's why I love like Red Bull and Bang.
Have you been, Nick?
What? I know.
You graduated. You've not been drinking Bang.
I have had a Bang. I don't like Bang because it has creatine in it, and creatine's not vegetarian.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
it's like extracted from animal meats because creatine's like in the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I think I had some creatine today.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of pre-workouts have creatine because it gives you more pretty much energy to like ready available energy to use in your muscles.
All right. So we got back. Oh, wait, Nick.
What?
I had one job in Aspen.
Oh my God.
One job.
Let me take it from here, Francesca.
Please.
So, all right. You guys I have been talking about how my mountain bike was stolen by the bartender turned drug dealer that turned in. He moved to Key West. We're not really sure where the bike is. Couldn't give me a straight answer. That whole bit, right? I needed Francesca to go check the treasure map that we have received from
the drug dealer
and try to go find where this bike is. Now, I told Francesca, Saturday night, I said,
no, he texts me like every 5 hours.
Go get the bike. And you go, well, text me tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I fucking will. So I text you and I was like, hey, don't forget the bike. 5 hours later, and I had sent you coordinates, the whole thing. 5 hours later, I was like, hey, well, did you find the bike? And you were like, I can't believe I forgot. And I was sitting here like, how is that possible? Literally.
No, it was the conversation the whole morning on Sunday.
Yeah, it literally was.
Whatever we do, we have to get the bike. And everyone's like, we have to go get this bike. And I was like, we're getting the bike. And I'm like, I have a treasure map from the drug dealer, 12 paces to the left. X marks the spot. Like we're
literally
going.
X marks the spot. Like he drew a red arrow on a satellite image of Google Maps.
I'm like, this is what we're doing. And even our other friend in town, he was like, okay, we'll get in my car,
Yep.
we'll go.
Yep.
Everyone was on board. I wasn't the only one that knew the plan.
All of Aspen Food and Wine knew that Francesca was going to go search for Nicodemus's bike.
And then someone needed an emergency ride back to Breck to Frisco from Aspen.
Oh, really?
And yeah.
Who was that?
The owner.
Oh.
Their flight got canceled out of Aspen
Airport.
Airport. So it was we were sitting there, we're going to go do this. And they're like, can you drive us to Frisco? And we said, okay.
Yeah.
And we picked up our car from valet and we went and got them. And then we came back.
Okay.
So it was after that happened, it was just
wait,
the bike just left
you
my
have the
brain.
owner of your company on or with you. It's like, wait, hold up. We have to go follow a treasure map real quick that a drug dealer sent me from Key West.
Yeah, I was like, I
guess that kind
out.
of makes sense. Well, it's fine because the next day I talked to my friend, Vought, shout out Vought, and he has found the bike. The bike has been located. It is just chained or it's U-locked and we need now the Aspen Fire Department to go get it. So it has been, we have a location. So this is we are getting somewhere in this investigation. and I will keep you updated on that.
Well,
What?
all right. So then we had a day and a half.
Yeah.
And then when we were in LA, we saw in one of our friends' stories, they were hosting a drag show in Silverthorne.
Which is like 15 minutes from where we live.
Yeah. And we were like, Liam, like, do you want to come to the mountains? He was like, he was just saying I wanted to come to the mountains. So we're like, let me message them. So anyway, we kind of like got him in to like headline this drag show.
Yeah, I don't want to say he headlined. I don't really know if like
not like disrespect to the
headline.
other queens, but they basically, I was like, listen, I know a famous drag queen from
West
LA,
Hollywood,
and he'd be like down to come. So they like booked him, put him up in a hotel, and he came out a week later.
He literally came out a week later.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just like that booked and busy. Here we go. And yeah, I don't want to say he headlined it, but like Francesca and I will say he fucking headlined it. Like it was, she was a goddamn rock star, you know, just being in the green room with her and everything and
getting ready. It was like
the
such
set change. It was really cool. Costume changes and everything. And everyone was like, who is that? How do you know him? I'm like, oh, I know.
I've never
awesome.
seen, I think it was like for a Summit County Pride event. It was one of like the coolest events like I've ever seen put on, even like comparing it to things we've been to in West Hollywood.
And there was such a good turnout. Everyone had so much fun and people got lit. People were falling over. Dudes were making out with dudes.
It was wild. It was wild.
And I was not expecting that. It was so much fun. And we were just glad that we brought him out there. But since he came to Colorado, we had to take him out. You know, we showed him Colorado.
Because we can't have a chill night.
Yeah.
So
no, we don't know how to be chill.
Seriously, I need to learn. Like I'm ready. Like tonight I was like, can I just like chill? But I have a couple hours to pack.
But
and then we're going. Also, we're on the couch because like our studio fell apart while we were gone.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was like a Summit County earthquake.
But shit fell in our apartment.
I'm like looking at it.
Yeah,
Nick and I were like
if you saw what was behind these cameras right now, oh man.
It's bad. Well, we haven't unpacked from 18 trips.
I know. It's just been constant, like on the go. Yeah. And then my friend Sarah, she was having her birthday party.
So Liam flies in. You go get him in Denver. I need 5 hours to like work because I actually have a job still. And so I'm like, okay, I'll work. You bring him up. Then we went out Thursday night and like.
We went out and there was a really good party happening at one of our favorite bars, Blue Stag.
Our friend was DJing. We had a huge night. We brought friends back. We were up until like 6 o'clock in the morning. And then we woke up at 10 a.m. and one of his best friends, it was her birthday. And she had a boat on Lake Dillon. So we went on the boat.
Yeah. We brought Liam and I was like, Liam, get up. We're going on a boat. Basically, once the boat was done, we then drove down to Denver because, guys, it was Denver Pride. I didn't need Denver Pride to be that weekend, but it fucking was.
It was.
And everything was happening. There were after parties. All these bars were, doing this and doing that. It was a really good time.
Weekend passes, drag shows, everything.
Yeah. Okay. So our friends show up. They give us mushroom pills. We're at this like really big gay bar in Denver. We're having so much fun. We're all loving it. We're having a blast. And I see this bartender and, oh man, this bartender was so gorgeous. I mean, he was like striking.
Nick was taken aback.
I was taken aback. And usually I don't really get like that with men. It happens. But, not often. And so I like come back to like Francesca and our friends. I was like, guys, this bartender over there is so cute. And it's impossible to hit on a bartender. There's really no good way to do it.
No, it's always like kind of weird.
I
mean, no, it's happened to me like when I was working at the nightclub.
Yeah, but like,
if they're cute enough, you're like, okay.
If they're cute enough.
I just say like, I'll give you my Instagram and like,
I know
they can take it from there.
But anyway, so I decided because, I'm a man of just go and get it, So I pretty much like went up to him and I like asked if he wanted a shot. Meanwhile, the bar is like
It was raised.
It was raised because it was like a outdoor truck kind of deal. It was like a food truck, but it was a bar, but like in the back patio. But it was really tall. So I'm kind of, and this dude was probably already like 6'3", 6'4". And so like I'm already looking up at him and I was like, hey, can I buy you a drink? And he's like, oh, I can't drink on the job. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, meanwhile, there's people like behind me, like trying to get a drink, like looking at him all like, excuse me, you know? And I was like, oh, well, what's your name? And I thought he said John, but
Do you still not know what his name is?
No. I was like, oh, John. He was like, no, John, but maybe Rob or something. And I was just like, all right, this is not going anywhere. So I was just like, okay, cool. So I basically got my drink from him and then I left. Okay.
So he comes back.
And I'm telling them the story.
Yeah. And you would ask somebody else if he was single.
Yeah, I asked someone that knew him. I was like, is that guy gay? And she was like, yeah, he is gay. And I was like, okay, well, is he single? And she got really excited. She was like, he is single. You should go hit on him. I was like, okay, perfect. She was like, yeah, and he just moved to town, so you should really. And I was like, oh, perfect. I got this in the bag. Yeah. And then because the first time that I went up to him, it like just didn't work out. And he was really nice about it, I guess. I mean, he was just a friendly bartender. But so I decided, I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna like leave it alone, but I'm gonna give him my number. Okay. Where I probably should have just left it alone there, you know?
No, I think like
well, you know, shoot your shot.
Then
I
you
guess.
would have always wondered.
I know, right? He's probably easy
like,
to find.
did you write down the number right?
I know. Well, because I was on mushrooms, so who knows what was actually happening.
And Nick's wearing like a leopard just to set the scene. His blonde hair's out. He's wearing my leopard silk shirt, which like I did a poll on Instagram. I was like, does Nick look better in my he's been wearing a lot of my clothes lately. And I'm like, does he look better than me in the shirt? And like the poll was like, oh my God, no. And then it was like, girl, it's already his. it's already his. Is like it had like 40 votes. And I was like,
I did look good in it. So I was looking good that night. Cheetah silk shirt, you know. But anyway, it took me forever to find some paper to write down my number and a pen.
So he comes back to the table where we're all sitting. He's like, you're like sweating.
Was I sweaty?
Feel like you're sweating.
Probably. I mean, I was, yeah.
It was a really crowded bar. And
it was
also
a very
Denver's
crowded bar.
1,000 degrees.
Yeah, Denver's very hot. So anyway, I left my number. And you know me, there was probably a note on it. It probably just didn't say Nicodemus note, you know? So I go up and I like give him the note. He's like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I was like, fuck, this is going horribly. And he was like, so are you from around here? And I just said, no.
And yeah. Oh, so do you live around here? And he goes, no.
No. Well, because I live in Frisco, which is like an hour and a half. I should have said.
But like we're
I'm in Denver every week. I don't
every
even know.
single week.
And then he was like, oh, where do you live? And I was like, Frisco. And he's like, Frisco, Texas? And I was like, no.
No. And he goes, where's Frisco? And you go, I don't know.
Somewhere up there, you know. I don't know if I need to say this, but the man has not texted me. So, I just feel like, you know, we just have to give it some time, you know?
I mean, we go back.
I'm sure we can find him.
We're always there.
I don't need to find him, but, you know, I'm sure I'll run into him again, you know? But if you're listening, John or Rob, you look gorgeous.
Sounds like John. You're
Could be Rob.
kind of tall, but you were also on a raised bar, so like so I don't really know.
I should be like 5'4", had a beard, but
gay, has a beard, lives new to Denver though.
New to Denver. That's the only defining feature about him. He's new to Denver, which honestly really isn't that new. People move to Denver all the time. So there's a mystery man out there that wants nothing to do with me. So.
Is it wrong that I want us to find it, like want us to run into him again and for him to turn you down again?
Oh no. And I'll just give him a different name.
Podcast like material. You're like, so we ran into him and
nope, didn't happen. But what if I lied and be like, no, I live in Denver. Like, no, that must have been someone else. Like Frisco, Texas?
Yeah.
Never been.
Yeah, Nick, the other blonde who wears silk shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick's decided he's like exclusively wearing Aviator Nation and silk shirts from now on.
I mean, that's just a dream. But silk shirts, I think they're flowy. They're open. They look nice. They don't wrinkle.
No, you can pack them. They don't wrinkle.
No, that's fun.
Packing.
So that was my pride offense.
Yeah. We came up. We had the drag show.
Yeah.
I mean, that, and in and of itself, then we went to
St. Louis. Guys, it has just been a nonstop whirlwind, and I couldn't be happier about it.
So St. Louis, we go home to see our family. We like had to. We did not fly because flights were okay. Guys, like, flights are really expensive right now. They were like $1,000 each for 3 days to see our family. I can't. Like I'm not. So $2,000 for both of us to go home for 3 days. But like our grandma just, please pray for our grandma if you pray. We're good vibes. But she's doing really good. But she just had a major surgery, and she's doing amazing. But we just wanted to go see her, and we haven't seen her the third SAUCY SIB in like 8 months. So we were like, we're gonna go home. Family's important. It's a big priority in our lives. But $2,000 for 3 days?
Probably not.
I was like, we need a video camera. Like we need angles, and we're like, don't have enough cameras. So anyway, we go. Honestly, we just like ate a lot of pasta and drank a lot of wine.
Yep.
So like
I had a great time. I always love going back to St. Louis for a little bit and like visiting the family and, you know, going to those old gay bars I used to frequent and make out with my old crushes. I didn't drink
when I was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, except for the last night.
Last night, yeah.
I was 7 days not.
That's good. That's a long time.
Yeah, I have to be on TV. I was like, Mom, I literally have to be on national television in a week. And she buys gluten-free muffins, cupcakes, pasta from Italy in Chicago, fresh pesto pasta. I was like, Mom, like, this is like I love you and thank you and amazing.
I had a great time.
But like, I'm full of cheese. Like, I mean, my cheeks are bigger. Full of cheese.
Full of cheese.
Then there was a fiasco.
We can't talk about the fiasco. It's kind of a hilarious story, and maybe we'll tell it one day, but whatever.
Anyway, Nick didn't sleep.
I did not get an ounce of sleep the night before we drive back to Colorado, which was a 14-hour drive.
So,
and mind you, we were driving this car, but only I know how to drive a stick because we were in my car. And
because the gas mileage is better.
Yeah, it's way better. I get like 35 miles to the gallon. It's really great. But Francesca doesn't know how to drive a stick, and I haven't slept. And I really, guys, you heard it here first. I don't really recommend driving across the country without having slept. Probably don't do that.
Tip? Yeah. So Nick hasn't slept in like over 24 hours, but we need to drive for 15 hours, but he's the only one that can drive. But Nick at this point is like delirious. We are also like hands and knees, like cleaning some things for a couple hours. So we leave 6 hours later than we were supposed to. And I mean, almost cutting it close for Nick to get to work in the morning this morning. So he's like, Francesca, like, you have to drive home. And I was like, well, I don't know how to drive stick. And he goes, well,
we're gonna learn.
He goes, I'm going to take like a 30-minute nap and Dad's going to teach you to drive stick. Also because like, cute little quirk of mine.
Yeah.
When I get overwhelmed, I tend to like yell, like a lot. And when I have anxiety, like I can tend to have meltdowns, and I usually take them out on who I'm with. I'm working on it. Gotten better. But Nick was like, I am not teaching you. He was like, this is just something I'm not like signing up for.
I was like, I'm just going to fall asleep, and you're going to have to learn how to drive a stick in 30 minutes.
So my dad taught me.
You did really well.
Thank you.
I think you did really good. I wasn't expecting that. Like literally at all.
I don't know if that's a compliment, but
I'm just saying I wasn't expecting. I mean, you really picked it up quick.
And
then I was able to sleep in the car.
Not to be ridiculous, but like, what use is a genius IQ if I can't learn stick in 30 minutes?
I feel like that's a different kind of intelligence, though. You know.
I know, but like, still, I like pride myself on like being someone who's intelligent, like picks up on things easily.
You're just a self-proclaimed horrible driver. I just wouldn't expect you to be good at driving a stick.
Yeah, but Dad knows how my brain works.
Okay.
So he explained it to me in very technical terms.
Okay.
Not like do this, do that. He was like, all right, we're going to talk about disengaging the drivetrain, why it does this. And so like Dad knows like that's how I need it explained. Mm-hmm. And my dad's like an engineer. So he literally like completely technically explained to me like how it was supposed to work and why I had to do it a certain way. And then it was fine.
Yeah. I could see that.
I just got like a little nervous. But so I drove cross country. Most of it. You ended the drive.
Yeah.
I can't drive at night because I lost my glasses.
Yeah. And I love driving at night. It's my thing. Put on some house music.
Yeah.
I'm driving.
But I was like, I drink so much coffee, and then like Nick was trying to sleep, but I was like hyped up.
Hyped. And I was like, Francesca, I haven't slept, please. Like, I'm just trying to sleep in the car.
And I was just like, manifestation and this and that. And what are we doing? And he's like, I mean, like, I love where you're going with this, Francesca. And like, I'm fully support.
I'd probably be into it like in 10 hours.
Yeah. Well, we made it.
We made it. We got back at 3 a.m. I had work at 10 and I just got off. And then now we're here recording the podcast. So drinking rosé, but we're out of rosé.
I'm so upset. But I also like, I have like
you have things to do. You have like a lot of things
I
to
need
do.
to pack. I don't need to like bring my anxiety to the pod.
And you're kind of a nightmare packer.
Nightmare.
So, you know.
I'm just staring at it.
But that's our update, guys.
Yeah. I also have to do all my own hair and makeup tomorrow.
Like in the morning.
So my call time is 6 a.m. and I have to be full hair and makeup done before that.
Like, you have to be full hair and makeup on the flight?
No.
Okay, well.
I fly in, I check into my hotel, I do another COVID test.
Yeah.
Taken so many COVID tests. And then I go to sleep. Okay. I wake up at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Or earlier. Because like I have to be full outfit steamed, hair and makeup on the shuttle to the studio at 6 a.m.
Cool.
And then we film all day. And I was going to stay in LA for the week, but I just like don't have it in me. So I'm flying back that night. Like I film and then my flight leaves at 8 p.m. out of LA. And then we're back. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this update.
Mm-hmm. Drink another bottle of wine for me. If you have it.
Please crack it open. I'm about to open a cider, Nick.
A cider?
You want to split a cider?
I might like have a beer. I don't know. We'll see what we have.
Okay.
All right. Well, cool, guys.
I love you guys
so much for listening.
Also, like the YouTube is launched.
So, man, it was a long time coming.
It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like recording for YouTube now.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, guys. Can't wait to update you.
Yep.
I'm gonna go text my daddy. My actual daddy.
Text my daddy.
All right, I'll keep you guys updated.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. Bye.
Love you.
See ya.
But actually, subscribe, rate us.
Oh, that's what we need
Follow
to say
us on
now.
Instagram.
We're YouTubers now. Okay. So what do you guys think? Do you have daddies in Aspen? Let us know what you think in the comment section below.
But like, subscribe, rate us on Spotify.
Please comment.
Apple Podcasts. Please comment. Make fun of me. I can't.
Tell me if you would have thought Francesca would be good at driving or not, because, cool. Awesome. Well, bye, guys. Cheers.
Bye.